Hello friends and welcome to all of you for this video session number 52. So we are discussing the fifth module in GST and the name of that fifth module is GST and technology. It's a very interesting and very practical module that the university has been prescribed to all of us. So in the last session, we have discussed the framework, structure and the vision and mission of GST structure. And in this section, we are going to learn the important powers and the important functions of GST regime. And of course, we are going to have some more information based on how the working of GST structure takes place at all the levels of India. Students, let me take you through the important powers and functions of GST. Now, let us first understand what is this, the important powers and functions of GST. So GST concept was first introduced, as I have told you in the last video sessions also. 1st of July 2017, India has set a milestone by having this GST system. And from there onwards, we have seen a lot of changes in the field of GST through the help of GST Council. And of course, the GST Council is headed by the Honorable Finance Minister now, Nirmala Sitharaman being the Honorable Finance Minister. She heads, she is the chairperson of GST Council. So each and every time they are going to have meetings based on the changes in the GST system, and these changes would be taken place with the help of having representatives from the different states across India. Now let us move on to the important thing here. The launch of GST in India is absolutely a landmark. There's no doubt about that. Event which intends to change the entire taxation system in the country. However, the launch of this system requires a mega infrastructure support, including IT facilities, administrative backup, institutional setup. Hence, the government launched this GST network. The basic idea behind getting a lot of success through implementation of GST requires a lot of backup. A backup in the sense all the taxpayers are going to pay the taxes through the virtual mode. Hence, the government of India planned a very important novel idea of building a very good IT infrastructural support. So through these IT facilities, so they have come out with the GST network with the aegis of the private agencies also. Let me go through the important functions of what GST network does. Important GST network important ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Facilitate registration. The registration of every registered taxpayer has to take place at the initial stages. So registration will be done through the GST network, through GST portal. GST portal ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಸೊ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಪೇಯರ್ಸು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಡೀಲರ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅವ್ರು ನಮಗೆ ಅವರು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. So that is one important thing. Computation of IGST and settlement. The important functions carried out by GST network is that it helps in facilitating the computation of IGST as well as settlement of any monetary concepts are concerned. So that is also very important. And of course, the third important function which undertakes by or through the GST network is filing of tax returns and submission to the central and state authorities. See, as soon as the registered taxpayer sells the goods and services and whenever he makes the purchases, it is his bounded duty to submit the returns through the portal. The portal has a different forms. Form 2 will be for purchases, Form 1 for sales. So the corresponding forms will be available through electronic portal. Through that, the taxpayer files the returns and submit to the central and state governments at the proper time. That is a very important as well as the core part of the GST network is concerned. And of course, I just keep on telling you that integrated banking network with the tax payment details. So this GST network is also an association and it has the collaboration of integrating bank network through the payment of tax details. It has the details regarding the bank through which you are making payments and other things will also be carried out effectively and efficiently by this GST network. And finally, the important concept, or we can say a very core part of the functions of GST network is that it helps in analyzing the taxpayer's profile. Yes, it analyzes the profile of taxpayer in the form of what is he and what is the business and what is the turnover that is made by a particular dealer for a particular period of time. So taxpayers the profile ಸರಿಯಾಗದು analyze ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So through electronic means in the taxpayers the profiles ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೋಡಬಹುದು. So next, it really helps in managing computation of engine of input tax rate. Whenever the registered taxpayer pays to the government in the form of taxes, so he is going to claim certain amount of input tax rate. The amount of claiming input tax rate will be reflected in the government portal, and the same will also be displayed in the portal of the registered taxpayer. So it helps in computation of this allotment of input tax rate for the payers. So input tax purchases ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯರ್, ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಲೋಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, GST ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಟೆರಿಟರಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಎಸ್, ಸಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಫಂಡ್ಸ್, ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಫೀಲ್ ದಟ್ an assessee has paid excess payment over the demand liability, and definitely he can claim the refunds through electronic portal, just like in case of income tax, how an assessee so gets the refund. Similarly, in the same session, even in case of GST also, this GST network, through the GST network, he can claim the refunds, and whenever he wants to make the payment, he can make the payment. So payments ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತೆ refunds ಅನ್ನು ಅವನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. And of course, it helps in the submission of varied returns. Annual returns ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು, GST ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಈ ಕಾಂಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೀಲರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಅವಧಿ ತಕ್ಕಂತವನು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಸಿ ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ person who wants to get registration means he can get the registration through this electronic portal. So when you are going to go portal of GSTC, you will get different things, or you are going to get the different options through which you can register your business and the place of business. So registration is a very important integral part of this GST network that really helps and supports all the taxpayers. It not only helps and in the facilitation of all these things, it also helps and it eases so many problems faced by taxpayers, and at the same time it helps for the central and state government to have the proper administration of this GST system of the various types of stakeholders. So ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಡೇಟಾ ಬೇಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಎಸ್, ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸಸ್. So invoices, it helps in the submission of invoices and maintenance of invoices. Various stakeholders or various types of taxpayers, whatever they have submitted. So it has the record of all those things, and it takes care and it checks the invoices and it matches with the invoices given by the taxpayers to the government. And if there is any discrepancies, it will inform to the registered taxpayers on their discretions. So thank you everyone for looking at the videos that I have posted in the last one. So you can comment me for whatever the doubt you have. We are going to come across in the next class. Thank you everyone.